Okay, YouTubers, I'm back. This is Chris with Megatron Gameplay, and this is the second video where I wanted to break down some of the mods that I'm going to be using for this Let's Play. I got the Nexus Mod Manager up. It's version 44.10, and let's see. So I want to go over a couple of them. We'll start right here from at the top with animals, creatures, mounts, and horses, and pretty standard stuff here you may have seen in other Let's Plays. Convenient horses. This new creature overhaul called Skyrim Immersive Creatures, which basically adds animals and creatures. Was very well done. I highly recommend this if you're using a mod like Monster Mod or something like that and you just wanted to change up. Skyrim Immersive Creatures is pretty good. Let's see, we got Sky Test for animal behavior, and they also do a couple of spawning points throughout the throughout Skyrim with different like packs of wolves and different things of that nature. I also have beast skeletons. It's just basically making skeletons of different races like orcs, Argonians, Khajiits, and instantly when I saw this mod available on Nexus, I had to have it because it just provides that much more immersion into your gameplay. These star packages that you see here is for automatic variants mod, which just basically adds different textures to the I can scroll over and show you some right there. As a matter of fact, let me share the screen here. There we go. Yeah, much better. So again, Star X's animal automatic variants, which just like I said provides different textures. So you guys don't care about animations, we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so for armors, I got Deadly Dragon Armory, Deadly Dragon Spells, which is basically the same mod. Immersive armors, of course, Heart Trooper. I mean, the guy's basically a legend at this point when it comes to armor mods. And he also has a weapon overhaul that I downloaded. Let's see, Masters of Debt. If you like me and you saw the Brotherhood, Dark Brotherhood's armor, and thought it was kind of like it was missing something, then this kind of overhauls it and gives it more of a Assassin's Creed type look, which looks real nice. And it fits. To me, it fits into Skyrim very well. So I had to go with that. The Tribunal robes is another armor mod that I added. Let's see, for sounds. Let's see, you can see some there. I'll just mention some that jump out at me. Realistic wolf howls. This is a must-have if you're into immersion. You never will hear the same howls, within the same span of each other whenever you are encountering wolves in the wild. And very crisp sound, very immersive, and yeah, so check that out. Let's see, expanded towns and villages. I got most of them. I think the only one I didn't do was uh, Dragon's Bridge, because it was just too much going on, and it was just bogging down my system whenever I go in that area. But I did do the other cities that they offer, including Morthal. Uh, this one here, that's a retexture of Falkreath. I'll show you guys what that looked like. Excuse me, I just had lunch. That's disgusting. But let's see. So yeah, this is visible windows, of course, and this mod here adds a Whiterun marketplace just outside of Whiterun. It looks exactly like you would imagine, kind of like the outer fringe marketers trying to sell their wares and weapons and stuff like that before you enter the main gates of a city. It's pretty good and real intensive on your system too. If you already kind of got it modded out, be careful with adding that one to Whiterun. Let's see. Okay, combat. I have the dragon combat overhaul, and as well as locational damage. Because I didn't like how you can hack and slash at a person. Uh, just for like 30 minutes before the person die. This changes that dramatically, and it also affects the computer's damage against you. Like an NPC can basically one-shot you if you're shot in the head with an arrow. So that should be, for some interesting reloads when I'm dying back and forth in one of the game saves. Uh, for companions, I added Angelina Jolie. In the game, her name is Angelica, and she has a UMP body. She's gonna play a vital role in my character's excuse me, story. And let's see. Also, we added the Apache Sky Hair for most of the followers that you'll be seeing throughout. Factional followers. That's a mod that basically adds, as you can see here, there are no pictures, but it adds different NPC followers for different guilds, such as Stormcloaks, Alakir Warriors, Vigilance Extendor, and Companions of the like. So you have things of that nature going on. For dungeons, I added this vampire lair right here. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but if you're into those kind of mods, you should check it out. Skyrim sewers, another really good immersive mod. It just basically adds sewer systems to the major cities in Skyrim. Killing traps basically makes it to where traps can kill you. You're not just gonna walk on a pressure plate and kind of whiz off whatever damage is done from the pressure plate. I mean, you can actually die from. Morning fog, I thought, was a nice touch to kind of waking up and getting your day started in Skyrim. You can actually see the mist rising off of the water at certain points, at certain times of the day. Of course, the water retexture, water and terrain enhancement redux. And pure waters, by the way, is a great alternative to that. If, for some reason you can't just get water to work, try the pure waters mod. It's a real good alternative. Let's see. More lively Skyrim. This is in there, but it's not in there. I'll explain that. I'll explain this now. Matter of fact, this is a mod that basically adds world events to happen more frequently. Where you would see like an ice mage versus a fire mage, and they're going at each other, or you would see like the vampire and the troll. Those different type of world events. Well, this just increases those encounters throughout the world. But I deactivated it because it's doing a weird thing. Well, I believe this is the mod that's causing this weird issue in the game where I would come across some wolves that their name in the game it's Night Stalker Vampire or something like that. And there's a couple of other incorrect names on some of the creatures that I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe this particular mod has something to do with it. So I'm still trying to figure that one out. Okay, so we're in gameplay and effects and changes, by the way. And I added the mod Achieve That. Advanced Shrine Blessings. And if you're not familiar with that mod, then good, because I'll love to show that off. It's a pretty cool mod where it just makes getting the blessings from the different Aedra or the Divines a little more challenging. Alternate Thought, Live Another Life. I'm sure you guys heard of that. Better Fast Travel. I just got a newer version of that. I'm going against my better judgment on this because I've heard some conflicting issues or conflictive stories about whether this mod will work as intended. But this is the newer version. I know I myself had some problems with the previous version, but we're gonna hope for the best because that's a real good mod. Let's see. Dawn Guard delayed start. This basically starts the Dawn Guard quest at level 30. I mean, there's a couple of different options. There's an option where you can have the quest start at level 60, uh, 20, and something else. But I thought 30 would be a good point to start the Dawn Guard quest, and so I selected the option to do Dawn Guard delayed start at level 30. This may also be another issue with the incorrect names on some of the creatures. The Dawn Guard Radiant Quest adjustment, I gotta look into that. But the disease mod, that's I'm sure you probably heard of that. It just adds a more complex system to the diseases you can get while playing. Increased bounty and guild rewards. Pretty self-explanatory. Skeletons truly undead. This is a real cool mod because it basically, oh wow, okay, basically makes skeletons reanimate unless you kill them with a silver weapon. And that can be, you know, dagger, sword, or whatever, but it has to be a silver weapon or they will respawn. And so, I mean, it doesn't make it difficult. I know it may sound like that, you know, you're just going to keep getting hammered by skeletons, but we all know skeletons are fairly weak, and but it makes them more of a nuisance than anything. Let's see. Skyrim, okay. Yeah, well, you're going to definitely need this if you're using Skyrim Redone. This is the community uncapper, which basically uncaps the amount of levels you can get within the game. True that. Real nice mod, especially for this playthrough, where it basically gives a death animation to the vampires. And if you don't know what that death animation is, fine. I'll leave that to you guys to discover when we actually run across a vampire. It's actually pretty cool. Thieves Guild requirements. I didn't like how Brainioff would walk. I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm sure you guys will correct me. Where he would walk up to you and basically try and get you to become a member of the Thieves Guild, and you haven't stole one septum from a person, or you're just not willing, you're just not wanting to have that particular character be a thief. And I just felt like this was kind of forced on you, and this mod fixes that. Vigilant Stendar quest, that's a pretty good one. I'm actually going to be getting into that one fairly soon after beginning the Let's Play. It's where you would go to the basement at the Hall of the Vigilance and speak to this guy named Heinrich, and he's basically the quest giver in this little. It's a really you know, this mod is pretty good as far as quests and just the dialogue and the writing that was done with this particular mod. I thought it was very underrated, and I think it caught a lot of flack for some of the communication on the mod page itself, where it just looked like the team just wasn't getting along, and it was, it may have put some bad publicity on it, but otherwise a very good mod. And of course we have Apache Sky here. Don't need to explain that one. This is a real big folder here for immersion, kind of what I was going for, trying to make Skyrim as real as possible. And so I have Hunterborn, Frostfall, Hypothermia, and I'm throwing the mods that I'm sure you guys are familiar with, because that way I won't have to explain them. You guys are pretty familiar with these popular mods. Get Snowy, Immersive Patrols, which basically allows you the chance to see Imperial soldier companies kind of walking their routes, doing their runs throughout Skyrim. You also see Stormcloaks, and there's a chance where these two patrols can run across each other, and you'll get a nice little uh, 11 on 11 or 6 on 6 battle. You know, it looked like something right out of, if you're familiar with the mod War Zones, it looks exactly like that without being too intensive on your system, because you don't have like all these different wars going on at the same time. Jobs of Skyrim basically just provides different ways to make money in Skyrim while keeping within immersion. So I thought that was good. Just another way for us to kind of, you know, get through the day, you know, and get money, because it's gonna be rough, you know, with making sure that, you know, because I got realistic needs and diseases as well, where we have to eat, sleep, and drink in order to stay alive. So I just thought all those elements thrown in together would provide for some good some good let's plays. And there's realistic needs and diseases. Subliminal traps is a real good one, where it takes all of the glaring, yes, this is a trap signs off of the traps throughout Skyrim. As a matter of fact, it makes the tripwire virtually invisible. So you'll walk through those trip lines and actually get a wallop. And combined with that Deadly Traps mod that I mentioned earlier, you can be in some serious trouble. So, and then of course Wet and Cold. I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar with that. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you're pretty familiar with a lot of these mods that I mentioned. But I'm mentioning the ones that I know you guys know, while also trying not to miss some of the ones that may not be that popular. So that's Acquisitive Soul Gems. I had Deadly Spells Impact, but man, it was just, and I have a GTX 690 graphics card, but this mod here, it just, I maybe combined with all the other mods that I have. I mean, I'm not going to put it all on Deadly Spell Impacts, but initially when I first installed this, I was getting crashed to desktops like daily, like every 5 minutes when I get into a mage battle. And it was just so intense that I had to, regretfully, I had to deactivate it. But still an awesome mod. Let's see, Forgotten Magic. And Forgotten Magic Redone basically adds more magic spells to the game, and it gives you the ability to upgrade them as well. Economics of Skyrim, Highland Milk Farm. Yeah, this guy right here, you're not supposed to be in here. That's the mod alter name. Go check out his mods. Like he has several different merchant type mods. But this one, Highland Milk Farm, which is located in, I believe, Warwickstead, is so awesome, man. He has his own textures for like breakfast food, like eggs and bacon and different things like that. And there's a patch where you can get it to work with realistic needs and diseases. And so, you know, if you're passing through Highland Farms, you can stop by and get, you know, get stuff from Highland Farms, and it just, to me, it just added more depth to the food system, especially if you're playing like a realistic needs and disease, or, you know, one of those hardcore element type gameplays where your character has to eat to survive. It just, to me, it added more depth, so I had to have it. Let's see, models and textures. I'm not going to bore you with that. Those are just some mods that basically just increased the resolution, or kind of overhauled some of the textures in the game. No big deal. Amazing follower tweaks. I noticed in most Let's Plays, folks are using what is it? UFO, Ultimate Follower Overhaul, which I used as well, but I wanted to give amazing follower tweaks a try in this Let's Play, and since I'm recording it, just thought it would be something different. Since I see that most of the other folks that, you know, that I've noticed, you know, use the UFO mod, so I want to check this one out and see how it works. interesting NPCs. A must-have too if you're into immersion. This very well should have been in the immersion category because it just adds at least 80 or so NPCs throughout the game. Most of them are fully voiced, and it just takes you back to the days of Morrowind as far as the depth of some of these characters. I mean, you can just sit up there and listen to these guys talk. I'm not gonna say hours, but I mean they'll hold your attention, and that's what I loved about it. And I guarantee you, some of these characters you won't even, unless you know that they're from the mod, you won't even recognize that they'll blend so well into the world of Skyrim that you think that Bethesda put them in them themselves, but no, it's actually by this real talented group who worked tirelessly to create these awesome characters in the game, and it's a must-have if you're into immersion. Populated cities, Travelers of Skyrim just adds more people to Skyrim again. I also have aces running, so it won't be 2 or 3 draggers that you'll run across in the tomb. I have an amp to where you may very well see 10 or 12, where it's increasing the spawn count and the random spawns in different areas. So I thought that would be interesting to see. I'm using the Project Reality weather mod with all the bells and whistles that came with it, the audio, the Dawn Guard patch, and I also got to go back and get the Dragonborn patch since I just got that DLC as well. And I mentioned I have Skyrim redone. There it is right there, along with the custom uncapper. And Werewolf Mastery is a perk overhaul, and I believe it does some other things with the werewolf perk tree. This looks familiar, right? The unofficial Dawn Guard, Dragonborn, Heartfire, Skyrim. I mean, I got them all in there. Basically a must-have, especially if you're gonna add mods to Skyrim. I mean, it just kind of tidy ups everything and actually makes your file size a little bit smaller initially. Once you, I'm basing that off of the vanilla game. It just tidies up everything and kind of gets rid of some of the more custom bugs found in vanilla Skyrim. So that's a must-have. We also have undead looking vampires. Basically makes all the vampires pale and, terrifying, like vampires should, right? Training dummies and targets. Training dummies throughout Skyrim, as well as the target practice areas, will provide XP. I hope you guys don't view that as a cheat, but I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, because if you're bashing against this training dummy or this target practice area, I feel like you're training your character up, and so you should be getting XP for it. I also have the Tales of Lycanthropy mod. Quality world maps, the immersive hood, race menu, which basically just changes the way you make your character. It's different from the vanilla version. It gives you a ton of different options, and I'll show you that when we actually get the game started. Also have Sky UI, and I'll be playing with my Xbox controller. Never was able to play with the mouse and keyboard. I don't know, call me retarded, but I can't do it. My hand and eye coordination just won't allow me to play with a mouse and keyboard. So I was excited when I came over to computer gaming that Xbox controller can kind of follow me along and basically allows me to play all my favorite games with the Xbox. Well, not all of them, because there's still no workaround to Vampires the Masquerade, or if there is, let me know. I would love to play that with a Xbox controller. Okay, And so this video, so I don't have this video running over 30 minutes, let me just kind of finish it up here. We got auto unequipped arrows, the automatic variance mod as we saw in the beginning. This just adds more textures to it, so a great deal of variety that will be seen in the game. All type of different wolves, werewolves, and creatures of the like, that kind of give us, again, kind of playing into that whole immersion of just being in a real rich environment. So for the visual and graphics, we got better dynamic snow and enhanced blood textures, footprints, realistic smoke and ambers, and of course Sim. Am I saying that right? Sim, the static mesh improvement mod. That's a must-have too. Just for textures alone, you gotta have that mod in there. All right, and I also added throwing weapons and uniques by Insanity Sorrow. Basically, he changes out the some of the more legendary swords from Skyrim and makes them actually look legendary, instead of a rehash of some of the swords that already existed in the game. So check that out. Alright, I think I came to the end, and don't know how long it's been, but we just covered roughly close to 200 mods. So that's what we're working, and just to show you guys that it works, it will boot up by the help of Boss and Wire Bash, and bashing the patches and running Sky Proctor. It's it's been quite a journey to get to this point. I try to be very selective with my mods, even though it don't. I'm sure you guys probably saying, yeah, right, because of the sheer list of them. But I promise you that they've been tested heavily. I'm not saying that it's perfect, because with Bethesda, you definitely gonna have your bugs, no matter no matter how far you plan ahead with these mods. But for the most part, it's running as I would like. I have it on high. I can go to ultra settings, but I was just trying to conserve some performance to it, so where the game is not getting laggy or anything like that. And even on high, the game looks absolutely beautiful. I can run it at it's running a smooth 60 frames per second no matter where I'm at. Let's see what I got going on here. I can load one of these up real quick. Yeah, let's load this guy right here. And this is another character. You see he's level 1. I started to do him as my first Let's Play. His name is Lonoff, but there's already a real popular guy named Richard who has a Let's Play and is a werewolf, and I'm just not even gonna try and fill those shoes. Won't even try it. But so yeah, this is me running the game, and just want to show you guys that the game is being ran pretty smooth with all those mods running. So I'm thinking it should be pretty fun, man. I've been having a blast playing it on my own, and I just wanted to kind of share some of these great moments that we all have experienced in Skyrim. And you think to yourself, like, man, I wish I would have had that recorded. That played out like a movie. And I wanted to kind of do that with this character that I'm going to be playing with, and hopefully sharing with you guys, and commenting about, and I want to hear about you guys' characters as well. I know the majority of the folks that's on here watching videos about Skyrim typically have their game and are pretty avid at playing it themselves. And I'm just like that as well. I would love to hear about your characters. And for the comments below, I want to know from you guys. So this is what I was thinking. I was thinking like Well, there go my first lag, and we got some visitors here, some silver hands. I want to know from you guys, if your main character, let's say Bethesda came to you and wanted to do a movie based off of your character in Skyrim, right? Your main character that you made for Skyrim. I would like to know in the comments below, who would you pick to play that character? For me, my character is a red guard, and I would like, she's a red guard woman, and I would like Kerry Washington to play her part, the lead from Scandal. I just think she would be an amazing character, just her performance, and how she would just, I think, personify the character in this Let's Play. So that, I just thought that would be a cool conversation to have. Like, who would you pick to play your main character? And let me know in the comments below. And I'm going to stop it here so I don't run any further off. I'm going to finish tidying up some of these mods and get ready to get that video going. I want to try to make it as cinematic as I can, but please be patient with me. I'm not that familiar with Vegas Pro. It's the new video editing software that I have, and I want to try and make it nice. And so I'll see you guys around.